Washington is one of the most beautiful college campuses in the country. More than 45,000 students attend classes and more than 120 majors. Today, some 6,700 plus graduates will graduate with bachelor's, master's of doctoral degrees, and they will do it like never before. Hello, everyone. I'm Erin Mayovsky.
And I'm Gard Swanson. We want to welcome viewers here in the United States and get this across the globe because the UW has students from literally just about everywhere except maybe Antarctica.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And that's why today's commencement ceremony is unlike any other, Gard. Because today is the first ever virtual graduation at the UW, students spent their final quarter this year completing their degrees with online classes due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah, it's been such a crazy year, but as you will learn over the next hour, there will be many UW traditions, including caps and gowns and a full processional for the graduates. We'll give you a sneak peek and a preview of how that will happen a little bit later in the show. But first, we need all of your help today to make this ceremony as special as possible for our graduates. We have a full team of social media experts who are ready and already working to bring you into our program. Are you having a graduation event today? We're calling them watch parties. And if you're celebrating, we want to see it. We want to hear your shout outs, your congratulations, and of course, all the cheering. Take a look at some of the watch parties already in full swing.
All right, there will be a lot of Husky grad parties around the world today. Around the world, that's so cool. And speaking of Husky graduates, right here, yep, that's me. And Gard, I know you went to San Diego State, but it's fun being here on campus. I've had such a great time. Look at me there. Oh, a young Aaron. That's with my brother. He graduated Shorecrest High School the same year I graduated. And there's some of my friends. That day was so special. You can see they've circled me to find me. I had just a little bit shorter hair. I think I'd just gotten the TV business and I cut it for that anchor bob. And we went around campus all day long and we just hung out, took pictures, enjoyed the scenery, walked the campus, not realizing that this is really going to be the last time we are on the campus as students. So we finally celebrated finishing school. It felt so great, but I didn't realize, Gard, how much I would really miss this campus life. So,
well, you know, it's kind of fun too because we've been rehearsing the last couple of days for the show, and when we walk on campus, you're always showing me, oh, that's where I had a class. Oh, that's where I met some friends over here. So there's so many memories even when you come back.
And between the communications department, which was my major, the athletic department, I played soccer, and working back for University of Washington here at UW TV, it's been great to be connected. And I know so many people feel that way. And I love telling you about all the new places and things and all the great buildings that have popped up on campus.
I wish I could have graduated here. I'm just not that smart to get in.
Oh,
you have to be smart to get into the UW, and I just couldn't get in.
All right, go Huskies, yeah. Well, in the 159-year history of the University of Washington, there has never been a graduation like this one today.
And there probably was no graduation ceremony back then like this one because graduating classes consisted of just one woman back in 1867. Her name was Clara Antonetta McCarty Wilt, and she graduated with a bachelor's degree in science.
Yeah, McCarty Hall on the UW campus up the road here is named after Clara, and you can imagine that student life was much different back then, of course, than what it is now with so many people on campus.
Yeah, but again, nothing like what's happening now in 2020. The UW administrator who knows a lot about that is Vice President for Student Life, Denzel Sweet, and welcome aboard, Mr. Sweet. How's everything going?
Happy to be here.
Oh, me too. We're glad you're here. So tell us a little bit about, I would imagine that you never ever dreamed of that the UW students would have to graduate like this.
I never did. And you know, we know that graduation is by far our favorite time of the year. And it represents the culmination of the hard work of our students. But it also represents the collective effort of all of us, the faculty and staff who have helped students achieve this dream. And so the decision to go online certainly was a difficult one, but we think it was the right one given the continued presence of COVID-19 and the lack of a vaccine. And you know, graduation attracts 50 or 60,000 people in close proximity, including parents, grandparents, at times great-grandparents. So there really wasn't a way for us to do this safely. But our commitment is for this class next year, if they want to walk in person, they'll have the opportunity to do so.
That's pretty cool. And now I know you oversee a ton, like the housing, food services, activities, recreational sports. Has it been tough for those students? Have you talked to them and had conversations about what it really means, what happened right now, and what's going on?
Yeah, the best part of my job is that I speak to students every day. And what they tell us actually is that they have appreciated the fact that we've continued to offer these multiple ways of them being engaged with the university because it recognizes the multi-dimensional nature of their lives. The alums similarly tell us frequently, as they reflect on their college experience, they really appreciated the excellent in-classroom education, but they also feel they learned as much and maybe at times more from the experiences outside the classrooms, like becoming involved in clubs and organizations, interacting with individuals with different backgrounds, and just developing leadership skills.
That's so cool. Well, thank you, Denzel Sweet, so much for being here with us today and to help us make this ceremony and tradition very special for everyone.
My pleasure indeed. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're proud of everybody here at the UW. All right, today's graduates are facing the same challenges to get their diplomas as they did finishing up their classes. Yeah,
the question was how to hold a traditional UW commencement ceremony during a time of social distancing. Seems a bit strange. Want to let you know we are married, so that's why we're not wearing masks. So we hope that today's commencement ceremony will not only give everyone a feeling of kind of togetherness and being there, but push the boundaries of technology for this first of a kind virtual graduation. So here's a quick peek at the making of some of the parts of how this program got put together.
This is a unique project, and there's so many things coming from so many different angles. I believe the count now is between 6,000 or 7,000 just unique image assets. The processing of these images on this scale is definitely something that I've never done before. We're taking hundreds at a time and putting them into this template that generates this video file. This is first time for everybody here, so we're all winging it together, I think.
Yeah, it really is amazing the amount of people it has taken to put this on, and all these programmers and these social media gurus that we have here at the UW. It's amazing, and I can't wait to see the program. That one is about an hour away, the procession.
Yeah, it's going to be really neat and different and cool to see everyone in the same cap and gown virtually. So it's virtual commencement day. So for all those who are graduating, I want to know, are you wearing your cap and gown?
Yeah, and did you decorate your mortar board? And most importantly, did you enter the cap decorating contest presented by the UW Daily? I hope you did. It's too late to enter now, but it's not too late to vote for your favorite cap. Take a look at some of the caps that many grads decorated for today's ceremony. It is just a great tradition here, and there are always some super creative designs. I mean, look at all these
right here. They're bedazzled.
Look at how it takes time to do this. These are just absolutely beautiful. So all you have to do to vote is just go to the Daily UW on Instagram and pick your favorite cap. May the best cap win, and I hear there are prizes. Again, all you have to do is go to the Daily UW on Instagram to vote.
Cool. I love the one that said, and this is where it starts, 2020. All right, we have much more to bring you this afternoon before our UW commencement starts.
That's right. We told you this is the first time all three UW campuses will participate in commencement together. We'll talk with chancellors from both UW Bothell and Tacoma. We'll also go behind the scenes to show you how some super secret parts of today's ceremony were created.
We'll hear from UW student athletes who not only had their senior year turned upside down in the classroom, but also missed their entire sports season. And for all those graduating today, we'll go back 4 years ago to your very first day as a UW student and hear what words of wisdom you received as a bright-eyed teenager when the purple carpet continues.
give my shout out to my family here, and to my family here, and to my husband. Yay!
Shout out UW Grads 2020. Shout out UW TPC 16. Let's have a great future.
Hey, go dogs! Bow down! Go dogs!
Now a message specifically and especially for today's graduates. Today, we will remember you wherever you are. Do you remember where you were, though, back on September 25th, 2016?
Yeah, a few years ago, most Seattle students were in Alaska Airlines Arena for freshman convocation and what's become a Husky tradition. Let's go back to that first day of college and a warm welcome from Ed Taylor, the Vice Provost and Dean of Undergraduate Academic Affairs.
You have done well, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, and loved ones. Here are a few things about this incoming class that make you kind of distinct. Over 43,000 applicants to the University of Washington, 6,628 are in your class. 53% of you are female, 47% of you are male. I don't know what that means, but that's just a fact. Your average GPA, like last year's incoming class, 3.78, but that's not what got you into the University of Washington. It may well have been how you treated your grandmother, how you treated your neighbor, how you treated your auntie, or your teachers, for that matter, like Professor James. You have some things in common. There are 68 Emilys in your class, but only one Emily right there in the corner with that lovely pink hair from Charles Wright Academy. Wave to him, Emily. There you are. There are 50 Sarahs, there are 37 Emmas, there are 35 Rachels, and one Elizabeth Happerkamp. Elizabeth, raise your hand. Yesterday, I happened to see you in the cleaners cleaning your ROTC uniform because you're going to serve. Elizabeth, thank you for serving. And keep dancing as you do so. Keep dancing, Elizabeth. Proud parents. At least 6 Brooks, but only one Brookie from Kirkland, daughter of Keith and Monica. There's one Zhao Chang, there's one Elmira Ray. There is one Noah in this group, parents right behind you. Welcome, Noah. 58 Michaels, 57 Andrews, but only one Andrew who goes by Tiger. 41 Ryans, 41 Daniels, one Rodrigo, and one Yao. In this class, there are over 4,000 students from the state of Washington. Many of you are close to home. As I mentioned your school, feel free to applaud. If I miss your school, feel free to frown at me and talk to me afterwards. 106 students from Newport, 98 from Bothell, 89 from Skyline, 87 from Bellevue, 73 from Issaquah, 71 for Interlake. One student comes to us all clean from Soap Lake. One from Zilla, one from Forks, one from Nia Bay, 10 Port Angeles kids joined us. 57 students from Franklin joined 55 from Garfield. You're no longer rivals, you are your brother and sister's keepers now. 57 from Davis High School in Yakima Valley, 46 from Federal Way High School, 3 from Natchez Valley High School. 3 kids from Mossy Rock, I met 2 of you during the weekend. I can't wait to meet the 3rd. 137 students from Spokane High Schools. 1 from Chief Leschi in Puyallup, 28 Juanita High School, 28 Chief Sealth International, 28 from Bainbridge High School. Four of you were homeschooled. Let's hear it for the homeschoolers. You are from Seattle Central College. You've transferred. You are from Bellevue College. You're from Green River Community College. Let's hear it for our transfers, yes. Over 700 of you, and a whole bunch in here, are from my home state of California. One piece of advice. Dude, get an umbrella soon. Get an umbrella. Oh, so this one quacks me up. Over 100 students waddled across the Oregon border and are now University of Washington Huskies. It's just, oh, no, it's so. A special applause for the 15 bold and brave who came in search of gold and purple, came from Pullman High School, followed their heart, followed the beloved light, left Pullman, and are now Huskies. One student from Sudan, one from Bangkok, China, over 500 students from China. 78 students from India, one from Cameroon, from South Korea, you're from Taiwan, you're from Malaysia. 31 students said goodbye to mom and dad at the Kuala Lumpur airport and made their way to Seattle. 23 from Canada, from Thailand, from Indonesia, Singapore, Saudi Arabia. 11 students from Japan said goodbye to grandma in the Tokyo airport, and you're here.
All right, well, we want to thank Ed Taylor, Vice Provost and Dean of Academics. Yeah. He's always so cool, Gard, isn't he?
Well, you know what I like best about him? Because sometimes when you think of college professors, you might think they're a little
scary.
Yeah, a little buttoned up a little too much. Not all of them, but he has so much energy, and he's exactly he fits perfectly with the UW.
Yeah, he's someone who you definitely want to see when you first step on the campus to kind of calm your nerves, because it is a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, he keeps everything a little bit loose, especially at graduation.
Yeah, for sure. Well, earlier we gave you a behind-the-scenes look at how today's virtual graduation will feature all three UW campuses. This is the first time ever that we'll have everyone combined into one commencement ceremony.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. And in 1990 was a big year for the UW, because that's when both UW Bothell and UW Tacoma were founded. This is really cool stuff. We are excited to have the Chancellor of UW Tacoma with us today, and we are so happy here. This is Chancellor Mark Pagano. Thank you for joining us on the purple carpet.
Thank you for having me.
So I have to ask you this right out of the gate. When you look back at winter and you look back at spring, did you ever think we'd be going through this kind of pandemic, especially with college students, and now we're graduating?
Oh, not ever could you think this. I was thinking through that, and if you sat down for an exercise to try to design the most awkward, strange way to have the quarters, I don't think you could have dreamed this up.
Yeah, just crazy.
Yeah. And just such a huge impact, though, on everyone, and not only the UW Tacoma. Tell us about that.
Yes, it was a really big impact, and I would be lying if I didn't say it threw us for a loop. We weren't prepared for this, obviously. So it happened very quickly. And one of the things we tried to do is just look to our values, what we were about in Tacoma, and then respond based on that. We learned to do things online very quickly. And I asked our campus, we learned how to do a YouTube live streaming video town hall, and we did that. And I asked our campus, don't worry about the things you can't control. Worry about the things you can control. And one thing I used to tell my son when he was freaking out going to kindergarten is just think about the next few minutes. And then the next hour, and then the next day. We'll take care of one thing at a time. If you think through the whole thing, you'll drive yourself nuts.
And when you think how nutty and crazy and all the weirdness with the pandemic, especially now here at the University of Washington, in Tacoma and Bothell, it's still special, don't you think, for all three campuses?
Oh, it is special, and it's because of the people. You know, our campus was founded, I like to say our campus was founded by the community, it's of the community, and for the community of the South Puget Sound. We're there for them. So it's been special to be able to help our community and to see how the community stepped up and helped our students get through this. We're all in this together. Like the president says, together we will.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a really fun day for you, not only because we're bringing everyone together, we can hear some of the cheers around now and as the rain comes down, but what makes this extremely special for you?
Well, I think I know what you're referring to, but my stepson is graduating today too. And,
Oh, nice.
You know, ever since we moved to Tacoma in 2015, my wife and I have really been looking forward to him finishing at UW-Tacoma and me personally handing him his diploma. And you know, that's not happening today on the ceremony. They're listening in. Kelly and Roman are there, so hello,
Right.
Kelly and Roman. They're listening in. But we're going to do it in our front yard. I'm actually going to keep my stuff on, and we're going to go home, and we're going to have another commencement in our front yard. this
Even if it's
afternoon.
raining, like
Even
right
if it's
now.
raining. We've got it ready. We're having it.
That's awesome.
yes.
Thank
Well,
you so much.
congratulations to you and your stepson, your
Thank
whole
you.
family for
So
doing this
cool.
and getting
Thank you.
through.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, no problem. There's so many watch parties, so you're saying hi to everyone around the world. You'll hear more from the Chancellor a little bit later during the ceremony, so if you want to see him, just stay tuned. And so although this will be the first combined ceremonies and the first virtual commencement, one thing still remains consistent, Guard, and that is how proud the Husky tradition is. Take a look.
Graduation history runs deep. Back in 1861, the UW was known then as the Territorial University of Washington. Graduation was the goal. Recruiting students was a bigger challenge.
There were no students, really no college level students. The first president of the university, Asa Mercer, hired a couple of Indians, got in a canoe, and canoed up and down Puget Sound from Bellingham to Olympia, visiting logging camps to get students. It's sort of symbolic of that idea of setting a star-high goal, you know, for the graduates, I think. We had a university here in the most unlikely of circumstances, 6th month into the Civil War, but here it is.
The school struggled at first, closing 3 times, but 15 years later, with the courage and strength of founding members, the UW had its first graduate, Clara Antoinette McCarty Wilt, earning a bachelor's degree in science.
We don't know what the ratings are.
And the UW has graduated a myriad of celebrities. In 1995, Joel McHale, star of NBC's Community and the host of The Soup on the E! Network, earned a bachelor's degree in history and later a master's in acting. And let's not forget about Tom Foley, former Speaker of the House. Or what about musician Kenny G?
Well,
Yes?
there's a lot
Okay.
of tradition packed into 159 years of this great institution in Seattle, and next year marks the 20th anniversary of the UW campus on the east side of Lake Washington.
That's
so,
right.
I want to let you know, did you know there are now some 6,000 students attending college at UW Bothell, Guard?
I did not know that.
All right. Well, the man who oversees this growing campus and its 55-degree programs is Chancellor Wolf Ye, and we'd like to welcome you today for being here with us. We're in a tent. It's nice. We're social distancing, and we get to talk to you still.
Thanks, Erin.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about you being the chancellor. How difficult was it for you and your campus this year with this pandemic that's going on continually?
Well, you know, this has been a really, really difficult year for everyone, especially our graduating seniors. And but through it all, they persevered and they made things happen. They got through a very difficult spring quarter, and also they worked to bring the celebration out rather than be hampered by the pandemic. And not only our students, but our faculty and staff who made this happen also. I know they're exhausted, but this is a moment of celebration, and we're really grateful for that.
And that's what I've been thinking about. What's the message that you kind of relayed to them first when this starting, and then is there a silver lining throughout all this at the end?
Well, you know, we are going to have our in-person walk graduation next year for our class of 2020. But, you know, let's take the moment to recognize our achievements of our students and those who helped them get to where they are now. And so taking the moment to enjoy And we'll have our pomp and circumstance in a formal, in-person way next year. And that's what we get to wait for.
Yeah, we have about 20 seconds. I know you are proud of everybody down at your university, and I think it's just incredible. Tell me why, in a nutshell, why you're so proud of everyone.
You know, we have a very diverse class, and we have students who have overcome so much in their 4 years at UW-Bothell, and just being able to get through, and especially when you have this pandemic monkey wrench thrown at it, on your last quarter last year,
right?
And overcoming that is a tremendous achievement. So, to UW-Bothell students, to our faculty, our staff, congratulations! This is your day, and thank you for what you have accomplished, and we're really, really proud of you.
Thank you, Chancellor, and everyone is proud of you because, like you said, a monkey wrench, and you've handled it like a true professional, and I'm sure everyone is proud of you as well.
Thank you.
We appreciate you being here today. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Well, ahead today, we'll hear from the UW Alumni Association. They have a very special gift for today's graduates. Plus, what happens to your graduation gown after today? We'll tell you how to go green and recycle it.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool story, so stay tuned for that. The Husky Band will join us for a virtual UW fight song. That's pretty cool. It's something you don't want to miss. And we'll be right back with more Purple Carpet after we take a look at some of the watch parties and celebrations around the world.
I feel all your love and support all the same. Thank you so much for everyone, for everything that you've been able to do for me. Thank you.
I'd like to give a shout out to my wonderful wife, Deborah Ann, my advisor, Patrick Tobin, and the staff and leadership at the UW Botanic Gardens.
Go Huskies!
Yay! Woo! Yay! Congrats, Jessica!
UWAA.
Everybody's popping, right?
Oh, for sure.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Commencement 2020 and our Purple Carpet program.
Yeah, it's been a fun day so far here virtually. And if you can remember, Gard, the first Purple Carpet was way back. We say way back in 2014. We named it because we wanted it to kind of be that kind of special red carpet show. But of course, we're all purple here at the UW.
Yeah, in fact, normally we have a purple carpet on our set just to make us all feel like we're at home, but that purple carpet is now over at the virtual site over here about 100 yards from us. All right, let's switch it up a little bit. Now, today's students have called the UW home for at least 4 years, and many of you watching today are still calling it home because the UW has one of the top alumni associations in the country. We had the opportunity to talk with the head of the UWAA and hear about a special surprise for today's grads.
UWAA Executive Director Paul Rucker, thank you so much for being here with us today. So
thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, for sure. What is your message today to all the UW graduates who've had a senior year that's been like no other? It's been somewhat lost, but we're still here.
We are still here, just like the university's been here for over 150 years. Just a warm welcome to the tremendous graduates of the class of 2020. We couldn't be more proud to welcome them into the alumni family.
Hey, Paul, let me ask you this. The UW AA numbers are big. I did read somewhere that 75% of graduates here at the UW actually stay in state, and that certainly has to help your membership, right?
It is. It's extraordinary. We've got 500,000 graduates of the university, and about 75% are right here in the state of Washington. And beyond that, we've just got such a vibrant membership community of about 60,000 members. In this class of 2020, over 6,000 of them have joined the association, and we're just thrilled.
And you know what I like about a time like this is even though it is tough times out there, difficult situations, people are still pulling together, and that's kind of what the University of Washington does to be purple and gold. But we understand that you also have a gift from the UWAA to all the graduates today.
That's right. For every graduating student of the class of 2020, we've got a complimentary gift membership in the Alumni Association. Students just need to go online and opt in. We're seeing thousands of students do it, and we're just so excited to welcome them into the family.
Hey, Paul, before we go, let me ask you this question. What are you most proud about when you look at your members? They're all Huskies. They're all doing great in society and the community. What are you most proud about?
You know, I think what I'm most proud about is the impact that our graduates make, not just locally, but across the world. It's really the local roots and global reach, the values, the skills, the ways that our graduates contribute to society. It's just remarkable to see the impact of the University of Washington.
Well, it's just such a cool thing. I know I'm an alumni, and I love the connection. And right when you get out, you feel like it's not a hard stop. You're still a Husky for life, but we appreciate you being the executive director of the UWAA and joining us today, because it's just a thrill to kind of have the purple and gold still run through my veins. Can't say that about this guy. He didn't go there.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us, Paul.
You bet. Take care and go Huskies.
Go Dogs. I love that guy. So much energy. It's still rocking it. He looks good in his Husky colors, the purple on him, and he's just such a good person to
And
be
he
for the
means it when
alumni.
he says go Huskies, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, moving on. For all of you graduates watching today, one thing is certain. By the end of today, you'll all become UW alumni.
Woohoo! Well, which is true. It's a true testament to all the hard work and dedication, long hours that you lived through during your career as a college student. It's tough, but so what's next? Yeah, for all of you. For that, we spent some time earlier with a group of UW graduates who are all ready to share some of their wisdom.
Joining us now are two Alumni of the Year winners from UW Bothell and a former Alumni of the Year from UW Tacoma, who is joined by her son, who just so happens, Aaron, to be graduating today.
What a cool thing. Vilma Marie Fontanella, if we can start with you, when did you graduate from UW Tacoma?
2007.
Okay, so not too long ago, but just enough time. So why don't you tell us what made you decide to attend UW Tacoma? And with the son graduating, you're still involved with him, aren't you?
I would hope so. I attended UW Tacoma because at that time UW Tacoma was a upperclassmen campus. I was transferring from Pierce College and looking to enter the field. I was split between entering in the sciences or education, but I also liked the location of UW Tacoma being in the middle of a city, and an opportunity to learn more about where I live, because I've lived here most of my life, but never really got to explore what downtown Tacoma was like. And it was, I appreciated like a lot of the architecture of the buildings and the history that came there. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, it really is a cool campus. All right, let's go to Jalen now. You're going to graduate today. Did having mom as an alumnus help with your school choice? I'm sure she was prodding you a little bit, right?
Oh, absolutely. She was mentioning earlier she used to work for the College Success Foundation. So I grew up around high school and college students all the time. It was an environment I was pretty well accustomed to. So kind of following her footsteps didn't seem too crazy. It was kind of a no-brainer for me.
Got it. Let me ask you this. What does it feel like just to be a Husky? You are a Husky for life, my friend.
Man, it's pretty awesome. It's crazy because a lot of my friends are actually Cougs, but you know, I got to represent still. No, it's great.
Oh, that's good. And Filma, you're the current Alumni of the Year. Congratulations. What does that mean to you?
I'm shocked a little. I don't know. It's really hard for me to. I don't know. I guess it's great because it's a legacy for my family. Obviously, to have my son there, but it keeps me connected to my local roots. So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a special bond all around. That's really cool. So let's turn to Priya and David from UW-Bothell. You both graduated in 2011 and are now Alumni of the Year for this year. So start with you, Frank. Let's tell us about the connection between you and David.
Priya. Yeah, so David and I we're in the cohort together, which was awesome. And actually afterwards, we did a couple of different projects in the community together. I curated art at a lounge in the university district called Lucid, and David was the first artist that I worked with at that time, and we did a pop-up art show with his photography, which to this day is still so near and dear to my heart.
Oh, that's so cool. I call you Priya or Frank. I got two names in there for you.
Absolutely.
Well, David, what does it mean to you to be chosen for this Alumni of the Year?
Oh, it's a huge honor, and it was just a big surprise. And UW-Bothell is like a nice, welcoming family, and so it's just sort of a nice recognition to know that I'm still connected, and they still know that I exist and I'm part of the family.
Oh, yeah, that is so sweet. All right, as alumni, what message do each of you want to send to the graduates today? And Filma, let's start with you.
One, once you're a Husky, you're always a Husky. And second, I think it's always important to stand up for others and represent the hardships that others sacrificed for us to get here. So the legacy of being a Husky is important, and we got to keep going.
Yeah, for sure. How about you, Priya?
I would say that being able to carry on in the footsteps of those that came before us and to really honor incredible leaders in the community around equity and social justice. And I think that UW-Bothell really centers those values as well. And so to be able to hold on to those no matter what your path takes you, I think being able to center yourself and to continue fighting for equity and social justice from whatever place you're at is essential to the work and essential to what it means to be a Husky.
All right, let's go to you, David. What are your thoughts?
My message would just be to find your passion and stick with it. And you might not know what it is right now, or you might not know next year, but take your time and stick with that. And I would also say Black Lives Matter.
Absolutely, especially
For
right
sure.
now. No question about it.
Well, how about you, Jalen?
Yeah, well, that was a great question. I just wanted to, it reminded me of a Black Student Union event where I introduced a theme of a juxtaposition. And all that really means is just to be something else than what people would assume you are, or what you look like. So just like what David said with Black Lives Matter, any people of color just try to redefine what people want to put these titles on you. Just try to redefine yourself. Don't let people judge you and put these ramifications on you that end up dictating your life and where you want to go. So me and myself, I just try to redefine myself every day. There is no definition for being Black. Anybody who's Black can make that definition themselves. Just keep pushing forward and make a better future for all of us.
Yeah, such great points. We're also proud of you four and the rest of the graduates today.
Thank you.
Yeah, make a better
Joining us
future
now
for
are
all of us.
two
I think
alumni.
that hits everybody, doesn't it?
It for sure does. And it was great to talk to them and hear their stories and the connections.
Oh, yeah, great group of people. Well, it is no secret that the University of Washington is the leader in sustainability, but did you know that going green is a big part of today's commencement?
I didn't know that until we did a story on this. This is a really cool ceremony gown, which everyone will be wearing. But yes, it's for the graduates and they'll have it on. It'll be really cool. But did you know what makes it green? What makes it green? Yes, they're all made from plastic bottles collected from right here at the UW. The plastic is shredded, washed, and converted into fibers. And then those fibers, they become material that the UW commencement gowns are created from. It's a pretty cool experience to see how these are made. It's the best news is that the graduation is over. The gowns, you know, you don't have to hang them up in your closet. You can drop them into a recycling container and they can be recycled all over again to start the process.
Yeah, and when you actually feel this, it's comfortable. It feels like it's breathable.
You wouldn't know.
It's soft. It's like a plastic bottle.
Yeah,
there it is.
I feel like I still might have mine. Mine's not recyclable, but who knows? We'll see. Well, Washington's governor has a message and congratulations for all of today's graduates. That's still ahead and coming our way. Plus, Guard will go behind the scenes for an inside look at how Dubs will be included in this commencement.
There's Dubs right there. And what's this? Are you kidding me? Sports highlights on grad day? We're going to meet 2 Husky student athletes who represent a ton of athletes who never got to play this year. More Purple Carpet is just ahead on Commencement Day 2020.
Just thank you to all my family, my mom for being one of my biggest supporters, all the faculty at UW-T, all of the friends that I've made along my journey at UW-T. I appreciate you all, and you are all a part of my family. Thank you so much for being there for me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Governor Jay Inslee here. Hey, here's a big congratulations to everyone in the class of 2020. I know a virtual ceremony probably isn't how you pictured this day, but you're the first class to do this in Washington State history. And I'd like to say how proud I am of you, as are your families and your teachers and your principals and your professors. You've displayed incredible flexibility and dedication, and you've shown rock-solid resilience. That's going to come in real handy for you in the years to come because you've shown you've got what it takes. You've also helped save lives across our state. So enjoy this day. And always remember what your mom told you. Wash your hands.
By the way, a Husky grad, I might add.
Yeah,
you went
so
to the
great.
UW, yeah. All right, with graduates watching from 6 continents, the Office of Ceremonies wanted to remind us we're all part of this and we're all part of the community, and that's just what happens.
Yeah.
So when commencement begins, you'll be treated to a magical open thanks to our very own Dubs and a team of animators. Here's a sneak peek for you.
Good job! Sit! Good.
Now maybe a little bit of that head side to side action.
Like that type of good old way.
We would not be able to make this piece we're making probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You know, it could only be done nowadays. I mean, it's kind of an unprecedented, amazing situation.
Graduation is a big deal. So we came up with a concept that will show connection and unity, even though all these people are spread out all over the world. So we knew that we had access to Dubs and we could film him.
Dubs touch. Good.
Yeah, a little shout out to Dubs' lead trainer, Annalise. It was a really fun process. Once we had boarded it out and we kind of had a basic idea of what some of those actions are going to be, we sort of knew what we were kind of going for. Try some of the actions and see what happens. We'll just watch.
Dubs, here. Dubs, come. Come. Yes. Take a bow. Take a bow. Yeah.
Then we worked with Annalise and we had these sort of Zoom training sessions where just like this on Zoom, we'll watch Annalise kind of try some of the different things out with Dubs. Amazing. And so we would kind of work out which kind of motions Dubs actually can do.
Look.
And then sort of adjust our storytelling based on what we learned from that.
Dubs, come. Good job. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
And then we did a shoot. At the end of the day, it will just bring a smile to everyone's face.
Stop. stuff.
And then we have, yes, CGI animation. So our CG animators bring it to life in a 3D space. So we see how the entire community is still connected, even though everyone's spread throughout the globe. We really want that feeling of unity and connectivity with the community to come through. That a community is bigger than just the physical plant that everybody's in. And Dubs is amazing and can do probably better trained than any dog down here in Hollywood that we've ever worked with. I'll just say that.
Oh, you gotta love Dubs. So what is Dubs doing today? He's actually having his own commencement watch party this afternoon.
Yeah, and we had a chance to talk with Team Dubs a little earlier today, so let's get right into that and take a look. Thank you so much for being with us today. This is so cool to have Dubs on, not only Dubs, but you guys. And Annalise, we kind of want to start with you since you're the trainer.
Absolutely. So my name is Annalisa Milton. I'm a UW grad of 2014, and I am the trainer and organizer of the student handlers.
Yeah, and then Sonia?
Hi, I'm Sonia, and I am graduating today with my bachelor's degree in education.
I'm Riley. I'm also graduating today with my bachelor's in business.
Cool.
And I'm Kristen, and I'm graduating today with my master's in architecture.
Wow.
So nice to have you guys on board. So tell me a little bit about this dog, his personality. He is so cute.
He is so much fun to be around. He always just lights up a room. Everyone loves him.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about Dubs is how many smiles he brings. So anywhere on the field, everyone's like following us and loves to take pictures with him and say hi. And it's just always fun to bring joy to everybody.
Now, speaking of making everyone smile, he's making us smile, and I can only assume that it helps get you through your college days during the hard times. Can he talk to us today?
Absolutely. Dubs, can you give a again?
Good job, Dubs.
Let me ask this question. Do you think Dubs knows when it's game time, it's crunch time, and he's got to start performing, especially like at an Apple Cup?
Absolutely. You know, anytime we go down the tunnel towards the field, he just picks up the pace, and he's pulling us, and we're going. Especially when we get ready to run the football team out of the tunnel, he is hyped. He knows that that's his spot and that's his moment. So.
Oh, that is so nice.
That's so cool. And Dubs is the 14th live mascot, and he's Dubs #2, right?
Correct.
Great.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, ladies. And he's having his own party, his own watch party. I guess we could call it a watchdog party, right?
Oh, for sure. The dog days here at the University of Washington.
Yeah, the UW would not be the same if Dubs wasn't a part of it, right?
Coolest mascot across the world.
Yeah. All right, we are just a few minutes away from the start of the 2020 UW commencement ceremony.
And as we have been telling you, today is the first ever virtual graduation, but not everyone will be coming to you from a computer screen. Guard, we are joined now by UW President Anna Mari Kause, live with us here in person. You've been here every year with us, and
absolutely.
This is just a great experience to have
I would
here.
not have missed it.
That's right.
For sure. Well, first tell us, you know, you already have a lot to deal with as being the president of a big university system. How about this whole pandemic, what's going on in the world right now, and managing all this to make this happen today?
Well, it's been a year like no other. That is unquestionable, but we have not only the very best mascot, we have the very best faculty, staff, and students in the country. We have faculty, staff, and students that are leading the fight against COVID. It is hard to turn on the TV set and not see a UW expert on the TV. We also have faculty, staff, and students that are on the front line of working on the racial pandemic and the racial strife that we've had in this country for much too long.
Yeah.
And the university absolutely has a commitment to be a leader in fighting both.
You know, I'm glad you said that, President, because I watch a lot of CNN, MSNBC. I'll switch it over to Fox News. And it doesn't matter what side you are on this pandemic. UW is always right in the middle of it. And I love when I turn on the television, I see a UW professor explaining very difficult topics in layman's terms. And that is very difficult to do. And that certainly has to make you proud, knowing that the UW is front and center for the globe on this thing?
Well, it's interesting. About 5 years ago, everyone was calling on me to have a vision statement. And, a lot of them were about that long. And I came up with a very simple vision. I want us to be the very top public university in the world in terms of impact. And what that means is taking this very basic research, it's very hard to understand, that sometimes seems very far away, like how could this possibly be useful? We all sat in calculus class and wondered, and now we're reading exponential curves.
Yeah.
How can we take this knowledge across this university, across so many disciplines, put it together and make a difference in the world? And right now, you're seeing how we have impact.
Well, you are making a difference in the world with the UW and the technology and everything that's gone on here. Was there ever a question in your mind, with this technology now, we're going virtual, that commencement may not happen? Did that run across your mind?
Sure. I mean, I'll be honest, from day to day, I don't know whether tomorrow's going to happen.
I think everybody feels that way.
We go forward and we plan, and when it's there, we keep on going.
You are doing a terrific job here at the UW. The Huskies are lucky to have you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm lucky. This is my home, and I love every part of my job.
Anna Marie Causse, President, thank you so much for being with here each and every year and making this the coolest experience to be virtually live, first time ever.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we are definitely 6 feet apart, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
Well, we want to remind you that it's not too late to vote for the most creative graduation cap design. I love this part of it. The contest is presented by the UW Daily, and it is one of the greatest traditions to decorate your cap. Look at all what they say, Guard. It has some great little quotes and sayings and thank you to mom and dad. These are just some of the designs that have been submitted, and you can vote. You can just go to the Daily UW on Instagram and pick your favorite cap. The winner just might be you.
Oh man, that's a tough one. Pick all those.
There's too many great ones out there. I think so much time and effort. They're all winners to me.
You're right. All right, coming up, they are the students who also manage being NCAA athletes. Today is graduation day for dozens of UW team members. We're going to meet two of those coming up in just a bit.
Yeah, and what would athletes be without the Husky Band, right? A Zoom video performance like no other is coming up as we count down to commencement here on the purple carpet.
Shout out to my mom, my dad, and my brother, and HUC, woo!
I just want to thank you, my family, especially for my husband. He gave me a lot of support to finish up this degree. And I'm really proud to be UW Husky.
Who's house? Stars house! Yeah!
Go!
Huskies!
We have talked about what a strange and stressful spring it has been for UW students. They had no in-person classes, and in most cases, they haven't even been on campus in 3 months.
And I can't even imagine that. If you're a Husky student athlete, it may be even a little worse. Every winter and spring sport had its season canceled, and for many athletes, that meant never playing another college game again. And two of those athletes are UW baseball player Nick Roberts and UW softball player Kaya Gibson. And thanks to both of you for joining us today. You're both wearing your commencement cap and gowns. Gotta love that. Kaya, let's start with you and tell us about your major and your career and your plans.
So I'm an education major. It's education, communities, and organizations. And I'm actually going to spend another year here at the University of Washington, getting my master's and playing another softball season.
That's cool. I gotta love to hear that, especially under Coach Char. So that's a really cool thing for you.
Yeah. All right, let's switch it over to Nick. What is your degree, Nick, and what's going to be next for you?
Hey guys, thank you for having me. But my degree at the University of Washington is in communications. Unfortunately, thought about it with my family, talked about it with friends and family. I've decided to end my career at UW and kind of move on to the working world. I'm excited. I've learned so many life skills, tools that our coaches taught us, and I'm going to try to apply them as much as I can to the real world, and I'm excited.
Well, I know you're being as positive as possible, but man, losing your senior year of baseball on top of it, and of course, all that uncertainty about missing class and what's happening in your life. I feel really bad for you, Nick, because I can't imagine what's going through your mind. You played baseball your entire life, and then all of a sudden, the big year, your big senior year, and you don't get to play. That's really got to hurt a little bit.
I mean, everybody's waiting for that time in their life where they call it quits, and I think it's the right time for me. I've built so many relationships over the past 4 years that are unbeaten. I would not trade any of them in for anything. So I'm happy, I'm positive, and I'm ready.
I think just being a student athlete, Nick, and landing out of the UW, you'll do okay, especially with all those connections. It seems like athletes always seem to find their way back in. And now, Kaya, your situation is just a little bit different because you're actually graduating. You have the whole cap and gown and everything, but you get to play another season at UW. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I thought about it a little bit with Coach Tar and my family, and we just decided, it was pretty easy. I mean, I love my team and I love everything about Husky softball and about the university and this education that I get to get. So it's a wonderful opportunity, and I can't.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what do you think you learned, though, in the past few months? Because you may not have ever thought about what times like these could be that we're living through. It's so different and new for everyone. talk to us about that.
Well, I've been learning how to do some things that I haven't really had time to learn before, and one of those is cooking. And I think that like this sucks overall, but I'm learning how to do so many things that I need to learn how to do after softball's over. So, I mean, I learned how to cook some pasta dishes and some beef dishes. So I'm really excited to continue to learn how to cook.
All right, wait. So I have to ask you this. What you said pasta, but what's your favorite recipe?
Ooh, I really like making a linguine dish with sausage and mushrooms in it with like a balsamic sauce over it.
That's really cool. We have a 13-year-old son. We're married, and he's in a teen cooking class that they do every week. So we get cooking from our little kids. So that's kind of a cool thing. It seems everybody's doing that.
All right, Nick.
I think my mom would have loved that.
Hey, Nick, let's get back to you for a second. What would you tell your teammates, or what are you going to tell your teammates now that you've made the decision to retire from UW?
All I could say is just thank you to them. They've made my time at UW so happy, and so many great memories I can remember. And all I could say is just thank you to them and everything they've given me. Well,
we are so proud of you, Aaron and I, and our whole crew here, and all the UW people. We love you guys, and man, you're getting through a lot, and we are proud of you.
I just want to say one thing. I want to say bleed purple and be gold when you're out there in the workforce. You guys got this, and you are Huskies for life.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs for
Dogs.
sure. Congratulations again, guys, on your degrees. And, you know, being a Husky is, man, it just feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Good luck.
Thank you.
Wow, those two are the epitome of what it's like to be a student athlete, and you face adversity and you just get through it. They did a great job.
Yeah, they'll be better people once they get on the other side there, right? For sure. All right, well, we want to remind you that we are going to be part of the commencement celebration. That's going to be coming up, the processional, in just a few minutes. So stay with us here. We will be doing kind of the play-by-play of UW graduation virtually for the first time ever in the history of Huskies.
That is a live shot of the incredible columns here at the University of Washington. Thank you so much for joining us here on the 145th annual ceremony, the Purple Carpet Show. But more of Husky Nation coming up next.